DIY Christmas hamper ideas. I have you covered today. I have 16 children Christmas hamper ideas and 16 adult Christmas hamper ideas if you want to do Christmas on a budget this year. Hi, my name is Rachel. I'm a solo mum to one, and on this channel I do everything frugal living, budgeting, and right now everything to do with Christmas. If you haven't checked out my Christmas playlist, there is a link in the description box below with everything I have done for Christmas so far this year, and there's still so much more to come. So if you want to catch up with all my videos, go and check out my playlist, but don't forget to subscribe first. A lot of subscribers have asked if I would do a Christmas hamper idea. So I've done 16 for kids and 16 for adults, and I'm going to jump straight into it so this video isn't hours and hours long. Now, when it comes to the kids' hampers, I haven't actually put them in age order, but you know the child's age that you're buying for, so some of this might be relevant, or it might give you inspiration to do something for younger kids or older kids, so I'm just doing it as a general idea for you. So the first hamper idea for kids is an arts and crafts hamper. So you can put in colouring books, crayons, glue sticks, blank cards, stickers, pipe cleaners, anything crafty that you can find. Put it in a massive hamper for anyone who loves to do crafts. So depending on how crafty the person is that you're buying for will depend on what crafts that you get. But you can go to charity shops, to bargain stores like Poundland and Home Bargains, and they might even do a whole craft kit for you. However, the packaging that it comes in is so ugly that maybe you want to get a little basket and put it in something a little bit better. But you can do this for small kids or older kids, but an arts and crafts hamper is a really good idea. The second one for kids is to do a baking hamper. So you can do this for adults as well, but I'll do that one a little bit later. But for the kids one, you could put in some plastic cookie cutters of different shapes and sizes, or you can even buy ones now that have a particular character, if they like Stitch or they like Avengers or anything that they're particularly into. See if you can find a cookie cutter, or just get your basic original ones. You could do Christmas ones, but they're not going to be able to use them just after Christmas. So if it was me, my personal opinion, I would buy some that they could use all year round. You could also get them their own little wooden spoon and spatula set. You could buy a little cute apron. You could also get a jar of all the cookies. Now you can buy jars that's got all the mix that you need to make cookies. You could buy that, or you could put little pots of their own ingredients that you may have in the cupboard to make cookies or cakes, just the dry ingredients, and their parents can help them get the wet ingredients like eggs, butter, milk, and all that stuff. So you could do that for a child of all different ages, depending on how much they like baking and what age they are, to be able to get the right stuff. But a baking hamper is a really good idea for someone who loves being in the kitchen with their mum baking cakes or cookies. Okay, the third one is to do a science fun hamper. So if someone likes to do anything to do with science, you could do a science fun hamper for them. You could get some DIY slime kit, some kind of volcano eruption kit. You could get some safety goggles for them. You could get a magnifying glass. I'm sure a quick search on Pinterest or on Google or Amazon, you can find some ideas to put in a science hamper. Again, go to the bargain stores, go to the charity shops, and see what you can pick up, which is relatively cheap, and put a science hamper together for them. We now have a little guest. This is Rudy, the dog that I'm taking care of today and tomorrow. So we have a little guest now while I finish off doing this hamper video. Okay, number 4, we could do an outdoor adventure hamper. So you could put in some outside chalk, some skipping ropes, a mini ball, some sunglasses, bubbles, a bug catcher, anything that they can do outside in the garden. If someone loves being in the outdoors, if you've got a family who loves going outside and doing lots of things outside, maybe you could do an outdoor adventure hamper for them to give them something to do on their weekly or daily walks. Number 5 is a sensory play hamper. This is really great for little babies and toddlers, especially if you've got a newborn. A sensory hamper would be really good for them and be really helpful for the parents. So in this hamper, you could do textured toys and fabric. You could get some kinetic sand if they're a little bit older. You get some water beads, you get some sensory balls, anything sensory for babies and toddlers that would really help them as they're growing. You could put a little hamper together. I'm sure the parents would love it, but also the kids would love it as well. Number 6 is to do a character hamper. So let's say you have someone who loves superheroes. Maybe you could put a hamper together with a cape in, a mask in, some stickers, a themed colouring pages that you can download online for free, or you can buy some on Etsy, or you could even just get a colouring book which has got the theme of the character that the child may like. And if you can, maybe put some little character figures in or anything that they may like. So you could do this with any Disney princess, Stitch, superheroes, the K-pop thing that's really big at the moment. I have no idea what that is, but if that's what they like, they could have that too. But putting a little hamper together, I do one for my son every year. I do a night box for him, so it's another way of doing it if you wanted to. And I usually put in pajamas of the theme that he likes. I've done Mario before, Sonic before. This year I'm doing the football one. I put in a blanket or a pillow. I put some slippers in, some socks in. I might put a football book that I bought him in as well. So you could do it as a night hamper, or you could just do it as a hamper of the particular character that they like. Number 7, if you have a little boy or little girl who loves dinosaurs, then you could do a dinosaur hamper for them. In this, you could buy a little dinosaur storybook. I'm sure there's plenty in the work. Dinosaur stickers, some mini dinosaur toys. There are loads in charity shops, so go and check out charity shops, and they're not that expensive in the bargain stores either. And maybe you could even get a little dinosaur digging kit. I know you can buy them anywhere. I've also seen kind of dinosaur feet bath bombs and stuff, so you could do a bath one with all dinosaur themed stuff in, or anything else. So there's another idea. But if the person you're buying for loves dinosaurs, maybe try and do a dinosaur themed hamper for them. Number 8, you could do a Lego set. So it could be for all ages and all genders, because everyone loves Lego. But you could buy some Lego boards for them to build their Lego on, buy just some Lego pieces, some random Lego pieces, or you can buy Lego sets if you wanted to. You could buy some little minifigures as well if they wanted little minifigures, so say Harry Potter or the Avengers or anything like that. You could also get some Lego cards. I think you can print some off online. I'm not sure. Just go and check on Pinterest. I'm sure there'll be plenty there. You could get some little cards that they can actually build their own Lego house or Lego design from the little cards with just some random Lego pieces that you may have. If they love Lego and got Lego already, those little cards are going to come in handy. They can search through all their Lego pieces that they have, and they can build things that are on the cards. You can also buy them in books. So if you have someone who loves Lego, maybe look at doing a Lego set hamper for them. Number 9 is puzzles and games, maybe for slightly older children, maybe teenagers or ones in double digits. Then they could have a puzzle and game hamper. So you could get a jigsaw puzzle. If they love jigsaw puzzles, you can get them very cheaply in charity shops. I get a lot of my jigsaw puzzles from charity shops. Haven't done them for a very long time, but you could get some jigsaw puzzles for them. Even if they're small, they're like younger kids, you could get ones that are only like 50 or 100 pieces. Get some puzzle books like word search, Sudoku, crosswords. You get puzzle books if they like doing those things. Maybe you could even get some little mini brain teasers for them, like sitting there doing riddles and teasers. You get some mini brain teaser books. I'm sure there's plenty in the works that you could get. And you could even get a pack of cards as well, where they could play their own solitaire. Or we used to play a game called Patience when we were kids. Anybody else used to play a game called Patience? Let me know in the comments if you did. And these are things that they can do by themselves. They don't necessarily need someone to do it with them. Like if you bought board games, you'd need to get someone to play with you. But if you have someone who just likes to play games on their own, they're a bit more of an introvert, then maybe get them a puzzle and game hamper. Number 10, if you have somebody who loves writing, then maybe you could get a creative writing set. You could get them a selection of different pens, fancy pens, fountain pen maybe. You get them some journals. You could even get them a little mini dictionary. You could get them some journal prompt cards as well. You could get them little books on what to do when you're journaling. You could even get some story starter cards. Put that on Amazon, story starter cards, and you'll be able to get some cards where if they like writing their own story, this will be a way to get started. Then they can just carry on with the flow of it. So if you know someone who loves writing, maybe get them a creative writing set. Number 11 is a sports hamper. If you have a child in your life who loves a particular sport, like my son absolutely loves football, then you could do a football hamper set, a tennis hamper set. You could get a water bottle, a towel, sweatband. Make it fun by putting some stickers in there. You could do all different things to do with that particular sport. So if they like tennis, you get some tennis balls, maybe some little games, like little tennis games or football games. I've got a few for my son when I do his football hamper this year. I've got some games that I can put in his hamper that are football related. I'm even going to get him some football cards to put in there as well. So if you have a particular person who loves a particular sport, have a look around and see what you could put in a hamper to do with that particular sport. Number 12 is to do a Pamper Hamper. Yeah. A Pamper Hamper for kids. So I'll do one later in the adult section, but a Pamper Hamper for kids. So in here you could put some little kid face mask. You can buy some particularly for kids to protect their skin, some nail polish as well. You could put some hair accessories in, a fluffy flannel for them. You could put a bath bomb in as well if you wanted to. Anything to do with a Pamper Hamper would be really good for probably about 8 to 10-year-olds upwards. Even tweens would absolutely love it. You could even get a selection of bath bombs, so you could get 3 bath bombs and you could do 3 different hampers. So you just buy in all the same thing, but just doing 3 different lots and just buying a bundle of things and then splitting it up into 3, and that is going to save you money as well. You got some tweens or pre-teens in your family that you need to buy for, think about doing a Pamper Hamper. Number 13 is going to be for much younger children or older, depending on what they like, but maybe a music and rhythm hamper. So you could put in there some maracas, some mini tambourines, different kinds of musical instruments for little ones, maybe even like a little ukulele. I bought my son a little ukulele when he was younger and he loved it. He's also got a harmonica that I bought him. He absolutely loves that. He's really good at it as well, and he's had no training, he just does it. If they're a little bit older and like a particular musical instrument, maybe get some song lyric sheets for them as well. And if they're younger, maybe some little music stickers. And anything music themed that they might like can all go in the music rhythm hamper. That one is fantastic for little kids, and it goes in line with the sensory one as well. So you could do a sensory one, or you could do a music ribbon one. Number 14 is an animal lover hamper. So if you have someone who absolutely loves animals, you could do a whole hamper on one particular animal, or you could do a selection of them, especially for little ones. Do like a hamper at the zoo. You get some colouring books, you get some plush toys, you get some stickers, you could get a zoo kit. They could pretend to be a vet. You could do so much with it. It'd be absolutely brilliant if they love a particular animal or they love animals in general. You could do a farm park one, a wildlife park one, a jungle one, or you could do like a dog or a cat or anything like that. And there's loads of stuff down B&M for dogs and cat lovers, so you could go and grab some of that stuff and put it in a animal lover hamper. Again, that'd be great for little kids and older kids if they love animals. Number 15 is a sweet treat hamper. Again, I'm going to put this in the adult one as well, but it'll be a bit different. But if the person you're buying for likes particular sweets or likes particular chocolate, maybe you could do a little hamper, because they're kids, I won't do a big one, a little hamper of their favourite sweets and their favourite chocolates. They will absolutely love it. Or you could just buy random sweets and chocolate and put it all in a little hamper for them. I used to do it for my son all the time, don't so much now, but when I did do it, he absolutely loved it. And the final one in the kids section, number 16, is a dress-up hamper. So you could go to charity shops, you could go to the bargain shops, you could go on Facebook Marketplace and on Vinted, and you can find costumes for the particular age of that child. You could buy accessories, you could just do a dress-up accessory hamper if they've got lots of costumes already. Maybe you could just do a accessory hamper one. If they like princesses, get them tiaras, get them wands. If they like superheroes, get them some masks, get them a cape. Get them all those different things that you could do in a dress-up hamper. So if they love dressing up, they love fancy dress, maybe do a costume one or just do an accessory one. So that is the 16 children's hamper ideas for you, but let's move straight in to the adult hamper ideas. Number 1 is a self-care kit. So a self-care kit hamper or a self-care hamper. Let's go self-care hamper because it sounds better. So with the little ones, you just put some nail polish in, some face masks in, some hair accessories, kid stuff. But in the adult one, maybe you could put some bath salts, you could put more face masks in, you could put some bath bombs in, you could put candles, fluffy socks, you could even get some herbal tea for them so they can have a nice self-care day with a nice cup of herbal tea. Or you could buy the tiny little bottles of wine for one person for like $1.99 in Home Bargains and put a small bottle of wine, obviously if they're over 18. Number 2 for adult hamper is a coffee lover hamper. I've done this before for my brother because he loves coffee and he used to have a coffee machine, so I bought him some coffee pods, I bought him some syrups, I bought him some biscuits. You could even get him like a reusable cup or a new travel mug to have for their coffee. If their coffee machine isn't a pod one, you could get them some coffee beans as well to go with it. If you didn't want to get a travel mug, you could also just get a nice coffee mug for them to have, put it in a nice hamper, and they would absolutely love it. My brother loved his coffee hamper when I did it for him a few years ago. Number 3 is similar to coffee, but do a hot chocolate hamper. I would love a hot chocolate hamper because I love hot chocolate. So you could get a tub of hot chocolate of their favorite one, like Galaxy or Cadbury, or you can go and get a lot of the single hot chocolate packets that you can get in Asda. They're like Options One, Galaxy, Cadbury. There's lots of different hot chocolate packets you can get. Some marshmallows, you get sprinkles, you could get a nice hot chocolate mug for them. If you wanted to push out a little bit further, you get a nice cozy blanket and some fluffy socks for them as well. So they can have a nice warm hot chocolate watching a nice Christmas film, or a good Sunday afternoon film where you just want to curl up and have something on but not really have to pay that much attention. Number 4, I touched on it in the kids hamper, is a baking hamper set. So you know someone who loves baking, maybe you could get them some silicone baking accessories, get them their own set of wooden spoons and spatulas, maybe even get their name engraved if you can have the budget for it. You could get recipe cards, or you could get a book where they can write their own recipes in. Again, you get sprinkles, you could put dry ingredients in it, you could put cupcake cases in. Whatever that person loves to bake, you can find something particular for them and give them a baking hamper if that's what they enjoy doing. Number 5 is a wine or beer snacks hamper. So if the person you're buying for likes a particular wine, get them a couple of bottles of wine and put their favourite snacks in. Maybe you could get some gourmet chocolate, maybe get some crackers, but you could put any of their favourite snacks in with a bottle of their favourite wine. Also, you could do the same with beer, and you could do the same with cider. So get a big bottle or a crate of beer, but also wrap it up so you've got all their favourite snacks in. I done one for my dad once, was a beer hamper, and I put his favourite peanuts in, pretzels in. He liked flapjacks, so I got him some of those, and they absolutely loved it. Number 6, let's stay on alcohol, is a cocktail hamper. So with this, you get some mini spirits, some reusable straws, you get some recipe cards. They can make their own cocktails at home with their friends. And of course, you would need the mixers as well. So if you know someone who loves cocktails and maybe wants to start making their own cocktails, maybe you could put together their own cocktail hamper. Number 7 is a book lover hamper. So if you know someone who loves reading, maybe you could put a hamper together, maybe put a voucher for Amazon so they can get their own books from Amazon if they use the Kindle, or you could buy them a couple of paperback books or hardback books that they've been asking for but haven't bought themselves just yet. You could also get some bookmarks. You could even get a light that you put on your book so that you can read at night without disturbing the person next to you. If you wanted to go a little bit further, you could get a cozy blanket for them to wrap themselves up in while they're reading, and you could get some herbal tea or some hot chocolate packets or coffee pods or anything that they drink particularly, that they can have that while they're reading their book. So if you have a book lover in your family or a book lover friend that you need to buy for, maybe think of putting together a book hamper. Number 8 is to do a relax and recharge hamper. Not a self-care hamper, this is to relax and recharge. So getting a journal for them to write in with a lovely pen. Maybe get one that's got their name on it or got a beautiful quote on it for them, especially if they've gone through a hard time this year. Maybe getting them a journal that they can write in and they can download all their thoughts. You could get them some mindfulness cards. You get them a stress ball if they feel they need it. You could even get them some lavender sleep spray if they are struggling to go to sleep and don't want to take any herbal tablets or anything. Maybe try some sleep spray for them. This is a good hamper for someone who's had a tough year and wants to start relaxing and recharging so they can be the best version of themselves. So if that's somebody that you know, maybe get them a relax and recharge hamper. Number 9 is to get a gardening hamper. So if you know someone who loves gardening, maybe for the older generation, you could put a variety of different seeds that they can plant themselves. You could put some plant markers so that they know what's in each pot. You could get them some gardening gloves or some gardening tools. You can get them fairly cheaply in most of the bargain shops these days. And you could even get them a little small potted herb set as well, or you get them a small pot with their initials or even with Nan and Grandad on. So if you know somebody a little bit older who likes gardening or younger who loves gardening, maybe you could get them a gardening hamper as well. Number 10, you could do a tea time hamper. So I touched on the coffee one and I've touched on the hot chocolate one before, but now you could do a tea time hamper. So if they like a particular tea, like Yorkshire tea, Tetley, PG Tips, or they love herbal teas, then you could do a hamper with their favourite tea or a selection of herbal teas. You could put some nice gourmet biscuits in there as well. You could put a tea strainer, you could put a lovely mug, maybe with their name on, or if they like dogs or cats, you could get a mug with a dog or a cat, or a mug with their dog or their cat on. If you know someone who prefers tea over coffee, then maybe you could get them a tea time hamper instead. Number 11 is a car care hamper. So if you know someone who loves cars, and cars is life, or you know someone who's about to take their driving test next year, or someone who has just passed their test, they're learning to drive at the moment, or you've just got them a brand new car, or they've just bought themselves a brand new car, maybe get a car care hamper kit. So in this you could put a scraper and maybe some de-icer with the winter months coming. You could put some air freshener in, some microfiber cloths in as well, some sponges so they can clean their car, and cleaning wipes and any other accessories that they might like for their car. Then you could get a car care hamper. Number 12 is for all the barbecue people, those mainly men I think who loves to do a barbecue. Maybe get them a barbecue hamper. You could get them their own apron with their name on, or with dad or granddad on, or barbecue master on. There's loads on Etsy and Amazon, so go and have a look on there. I'm sure if you're on the really tight budget, you could get on Temu as well. You could buy them their own tools with their initials on or their name on. You could get them some spices, some marinades. You could get anything that to do with barbecue that they like. Maybe a barbecue book so they can start new recipes and they can try new things out. I know someone, a friend of mine, that he actually barbecues all through the winter and even barbecues for his wife and kids on Christmas Day. If you have someone who loves barbecuing, maybe look at doing a barbecue hamper. Number 13 is a fitness hamper. If you have somebody in your life that's going to start a big fitness journey next year, or just you have a gym person who just loves fitness, maybe you could put a fitness hamper together for them. You could put a new water bottle, towels, protein bars, protein snack, resistant bands, or a pass to a gym if you can afford it in your budget. But maybe putting together some kind of fitness hamper for the person who wants to start a fitness journey next year, or for people that are already fitness fanatics like I am. Number 14, I love this one, especially with me moving in the next 2 weeks, is a home fragrance hamper. So if you know someone who loves to have their home smelling lovely, or you know someone who's about to move in their new house like I am, maybe you could get them a new home fragrance kit. So you could put some wax mounts in, candles in, air fresheners in, diffusers in, some room spray that smells lovely. You could get them a home fragrance kit, something that is not top of their priority because they've got other things they need to buy. This will be a nice little thing for them to have so that they don't have to worry about, because as you can see, I've got my candle burning behind me. That's a gingerbread candle and it's making the room smell absolutely lovely. So maybe if you've got someone who's moving into their new home recently or about to move into their new home, get them a home fragrance hamper so their house can always smell lovely. Number 15, I've touched on this in the kids one as well, is a snack and treat hamper. So getting somebody their favourite snacks or their favourite treats. As they're adults, maybe you could spend a little bit more on them, getting a few more gourmet treats that they like, maybe things that they love to have but they can't afford it all the time. It's a special treat for them. Maybe you can do a little hamper with some budget-friendly treats, but also have the odd gourmet one in there as well. They would absolutely love it. And number 16 is a game night hamper. So if you're buying this for someone who has a family, who's in a partnership, could also be classed as a date night hamper. You could get some card games. You could get some board games. There are lots and lots of games in B&M at the moment. If you haven't seen my B&M food and gift video, I will link it in the description below and in the cards above. Go and watch that. You'll see lots of different games from kids all the way up to adults that you can buy to have in a game hamper, or just to buy for a games night with family and friends. So if you have someone in your life, or you have friends in your life, and you go and do games night once a week or once a month, maybe buying them a game night hamper would be a perfect Christmas gift. And I'm going to give you one extra because I saw this and I thought it was wonderful, and I think I'm just going to add it in as a bonus one, and that is a photo memory hamper. So printing out, maybe on free prints, some photos of favourite memories of maybe you as a child, for your parents, grandchildren, when they were much younger. Maybe find them out and get them restored if they're quite old, and put them all in a hamper. You could then get a small photo album for it to go in. I made my mum years and years ago a massive photo album of her mum and her dad, who sadly passed away when she was very young, and all other family members, and it's one of her most prized possessions. She will not let anybody have it without her there. It's one of the most important things in her life. It's got photos of her mum, her dad, her aunties, her uncles, her brothers and her sisters, and it's very, very personal, and she absolutely loves it. It's one of her favourite presents I've ever done for her. So if you want to, with an older adult, maybe a grandparent, your parents, try and find out as many photos as you can. On free prints, every single month you get 45 free prints, and all you got to do is pay post and packaging, which is around about $3.99. So if you do that in October, November and the start of December, you're going to have a good few photos to fill a complete album up, and trust me, it'll be something that they look at all day long, and it'll be one of their most special gifts they've ever received. So that is my 16 kids hamper ideas and 16 adult hamper ideas that you could do on a budget, on any kind. So if you've got a small budget, you can do it. If you've got a bigger budget for someone, you can do it this way as well. So whatever works for you, you can actually do any kind of DIY hamper. People love very personalised gifts that you have put a lot of thought and effort into. And again, if you are on a tight budget, bargain stores, charity shop, Facebook Marketplace, and even vintage, you can get some really good bargains on there. I hope this has helped. If you have any more hamper ideas, drop them in the comment box below, because we all love to learn from each other, and you all talk to each other as well, which I absolutely love, because I'm building such a wonderful community. If you liked today's video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to share it with a friend if you think it will help them or they might like this video too. A lot of people are sharing my videos, and I really do appreciate it, so thank you so much for doing so. Also, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any future content from me, especially the Christmas content. I've still got so much more to share with you about Christmas, from Christmas meals on a budget to more show rounds of the shops. Got home scents, got home bargains. I've got a very independent shop that I'm going to show you. It's a pure Christmas shop. All they do all year round is Christmas. So I'm going to be sharing that with you in the next couple of weeks. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss those videos that are coming up in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really do appreciate it. And if you stay to the end, thank you so much for doing so as well. I hope whenever you're watching this, you're having a good morning, good day, or good evening, and I will see you on the next one. Bye guys.